whistleblowing is very simple. It's people who expose wrongdoing in the government or big companies that can harm the public interest. If someone blows the whistle on environmental violations, chemicals that could cause public health risks, rip-off of taxpayer money. You may remember some of the more famous whistleblowers like Sharon Watkins, who knew that Enron was engaged in fraudulent activity, Fred Whitehurst from the FBI Crime Lab, forensic fraud, etc. There are people who put their lives and careers and jobs at risk to tell the truth. In about 1994, Dr. Marcus came to my office. He was about to be fired from the EPA, although he was an absolutely distinguished and long-standing scientist with unparalleled reputation and credentials. He showed me a memo he wrote on the fluoride issue that indicated that fluoride could have severe adverse health effects on people. And he had recommended additional research be conducted within the agency to make sure that the amount of fluoride that was added to drinking water was safe. And he showed me other documents that indicated that the agency was very upset with him for this recommendation and in fact had initiated its campaign to fire him. This document was properly prepared within the context of his job as a Senior Science Advisor, meaning the highest level scientist within EPA who's non-supervisory. He's like the guru scientist you go to for the tough issues. And Dr. Marcus reviewed the literature, reviewed the materials before him, and set forth basic scientific facts in this document to his supervisors and said, we need to study this matter because if fluoride does pose a health risk, we have to monitor how much we put in the drinking water or if we should put in any at all.
The agency decided that I did it on purpose and wanted to change public policy as an individual rather than going through the agency's procedures, which was totally untrue. And they decided that rather than deal with me on a scientific basis, they would find an excuse to fire me. The Inspector General went to great lengths to fabricate material to show that I was doing terrible things. They fabricated a time card and claimed that I had stolen time.
The Inspector General was called in by the agency to try to develop a case against Dr. Marcus. It was an underhanded play. The IG should be investigating companies and polluters, not scientists, but they came in and ran an investigation that was a sham. We subpoenaed the Inspector General. We knew the investigation was a sham. And they called the investigator, the chief investigator, in from maternity leave. And she admitted as we deposed her, she opened up the file, she carefully reviewed each document, and then put notes and other information into the shredder and destroyed them forever. Consequently, the role of industry in conspiring to destroy Dr. Marcus's career was covered up. Because we believe that this wasn't just an EPA attack, it was EPA doing the bidding of powerful special interests. The agency actually fired Dr. Marcus, its Senior Science Advisor, its only board-certified toxicologist. They fired him. And we took it to trial, a full-scale trial for a number of weeks in front of a Department of Labor judge. He heard both sides and ruled down the line for Dr. Marcus. His memo was legally protected. The agency retaliated against him because he wrote a memo criticizing fluoride and calling for more research. And his termination was reversed. He was reinstated with back pay and damages for his loss of reputation. He received all attorney's fees and costs. The decision was upheld on appeal, and he was returned to work to the agency as its Senior Science Advisor.
The outcome was that I won my case because it was shown that all the charges they had made were untrue, with the exception of one, which was that I used the wrong pronoun. And when I had given testimony to help people who were injured by large corporations, I had used the term "we" when referring to EPA's activities instead of EPA.
That should have been the end of it. They should have stopped harassing Dr. Marcus and started listening to their board-certified Senior Science Advisor. The EPA did not fix the problem. They didn't suspend or fire the employees who had engaged in illegal retaliation. They remained in place. So when he was returned to work, the same managers who fired him in the same chain of command was in place to continue harassing him. So we had to file a second lawsuit to force them to stop the harassment. And guess what? We had a full trial on the merits, and we won the second lawsuit. I do not know why the agency did what it did to Dr. Marcus, but I do represent whistleblowers, and I can tell you, they went after Dr. Marcus with a vengeance, a vengeance. He was a board-certified toxicologist with years of seniority, one of the most respected the most respected toxicologist in the agency with an international reputation. And when he wrote that memo, they went after him like he was an enemy of the state. They just hammered and hammered and hammered. And they went way over the line by destroying evidence, obstructing justice. And even after we won the first case and was ordered reinstated, they went after him again. And even though there were 2 court rulings finding retaliation, they never touched or disciplined those agency officials involved. This case marks a black mark on the EPA and raises fundamental issues about scientific freedom and about fluoride and why this agency went against one of its most respected scientists on that issue.
They went after Bill Marcus with a vengeance because he knows the answer to the toxicological question. Fluoride causes cancer. And they had to shut him up because it would destroy their policy. So what are these people doing? They're breaking their oath of office in order to protect a policy, shredding documents, committing perjury, forgery, witness tampering in order to protect a policy because it's part of a national security program to protect fluoride. They think they're protecting their nation. Instead, they're destroying it.